there, I'm artist and art book author Karen Campbell, and I am highlighting my favorite art books that I personally own and love. These are not sponsored videos. These are literally my books, and I want to bring you my favorite ones. So Danielle Donaldson is a really talented artist and teacher, and she has a couple of books out, and this is primarily a mixed media book, so I am featuring it on my mixed media channel as well, but she has some really cool drawing exercises in here that I wanted to draw your attention to. Oh my god, pun intended. And then I'm going to do a really quick one because it's a great little exercise, and the way that she teaches doing shading and shadowing is so brilliantly simple. I wanted to make sure that you knew about her and about this cool technique. So I will do a flip through at the end, just in case you've already seen my mixed media channel review of this book. I don't want to bore you with the flip through if you've already seen it. So I will be having it in this video. It's just going to be after the quick exercise, and I really love her style, and I hope you check out her book and her classes. And yeah, Danielle Donaldson, super cool lady, super cool techniques. If I suddenly scream, it's because I'm on a standoff with my cat, who has deemed my art studio her space, and she's been attacking me when I try to use my table. It's not kind. So I brought out this lovely giant toned paper clock, which I have yet to do a project on, but I am going to soon. But the reason I have it on is we all know Tippy, don't do it. We all know what a clock looks like. We all know what a 5 o'clock shadow looks like, right? But the reason I'm bringing this up is that it's such an ingenious way to think about shading, and I've never thought of it this way until I reread her book when I was getting prepared for this video today. So, making sure my mic was on. So, 5 o'clock shadow, look at this. So I love the way she teaches this. And it's funny too, because when I'm always shading things, whether it be like a face or just an inanimate object that I'm drawing, I always put my shading in the same direction that she is teaching, but I never thought to think of it as like a time on a clock. So it's just so simple and so cool. So this is right from her page 54. So thank you, Danielle, giving her full credit shout out. Her book is awesome possum. I would definitely check it out. And again, stay through for the flip through if you haven't seen it already. So basically, she teaches it in two ways. She teaches the mixed media part of it, style of it, with watercolor. But since this is my drawing channel, and I do another watercolor project from her book on my mixed media channel for this same series. So this one I'm going to show you, she just mentions it offhandedly in just one photo. Her lesson really focuses on the mixed media, the watercolor rendering of this, but it's so simple and I just love it. I had to bring her idea to you because it's just so simple. And everything is sometimes just life's so complicated all the time. It's nice when somebody teaches something in such a simple way. So say you have, all right, I'm just actually going to draw my little water bowl, which is right next to me on the left. If my cat, I swear to God, you could be witness to my mean cat. So say, yep, that's you, Tippy. So say we're doing a water bowl or a fish bowl, something here. Okay, we have our water in it. Maybe my paintbrush is in it. All right, so in the book she talks about the shadows being always thickest and heaviest at 5 o'clock. So just taking your blending stump, right? You can have shading. Say this is the table, but the heaviest and the darkest dramatic part of it will be at 5 o'clock. So you could have this whole side being shaded, but right here is going to be where it's the boldest. And this is like shading against the wall. There's another kind where you have shading on the table. We're doing against the wall shading right now. So yeah, just with the blending stump, just taking that and making the shaded area at largest and darkest, again, right there. This blending stump is super dirty, so it's getting a little over exaggerated. But if you were gonna pull the shading out farther, it would blend out, and then the part nearest to the object would be the darkest, and then again, it's this 5 o'clock direction on your clock. That makes it the darkest and the boldest. Right, Tippy? Right, Tippy, Tippy? She's like, I am gonna Cujo your eyes out, lady. I don't know what's gotten into my cat. I think she's going through the change, because she is. Yikes! It's our little water. Okay, should we do another one? Let's do another one. So she has a sweet little, I'm just doing this from memory because I don't have it open in front of me. But she has like a, just a cute little flower. I'll make it a little different shaped vase here. And say there's like a little flower. Everything always looks good in threes, so we'll do, or odds anyways. So again, get your little blending stump out. And when we're doing the shadow, don't bite me. I'm gonna move over this way. It's subtle, but right on this bottom corner where it's, guess what time it is? That's right, 5 o'clock. That's where the shading gets, again, the most dramatic. Oh, most dramatic. I'm literally cowering from my cat. But all these could have, also have shadows too. And again, so they're always going on the right hand side. Right. Right hand side. I just love that. I love just the simplicity of it. So 5 o'clock. Ready to be. She's like 1 centimeter closer, lady. You're dead. That's what she's saying to me in her eyes. Let's do one more while I'm getting away with murder over here. Should we do a cat, Tippy? Tippy? Let's see what objects are around me. I have all sorts of crazy objects around me. Should we do a cat? We'll do a cat. We'll do a little retro themed cat in honor of my retro party. And by the way, if you're not coming to my retro party, which is February 14th, awesomeartschool.com. Come and join us. Oh, look at that cute little kitterwitter. Okay, our little cat. Tippy, where's the shadow? Oh, don't, no. Did you see that? This is what I have to live with. And if I don't let her into my studio, she literally screams at the door to be let in. She's so mean. So mean. I'm like cowering in fear. All right, so if we had a little shadow on the right of her face, it would be right here, right? And then again, the shadow would be the biggest on the right-hand side. And then what I also like about this, just the concept, is that if you have a whole page, you know, of things, it looks a lot more accurate because all the shading is consistent. So across larger compositions or larger, if you have a number of things on one sheet, having the shading, it really needs to be consistent in order for it to make visual sense. So it's a really cool like little takeaway to have no matter what you're doing. So I love this little lesson. If you want to see the whole book, just hang on 1 second and I'll do the whole flip through for you. And then if you want to see the mixed media art book reviews, you can go check out those on my mixed media channel as well. And yeah, stay tuned for the flip through. I can't talk. And you guys soon with another video. Let's get the flip through going. So what I love about Danielle Donaldson is that her touch is so light. It's like light and airy and whimsical and loose. And I am obsessed. I also love drawing furniture, and she does too, which I think is so fun. She does beautifully rendered trees. Her style is undeniable, and I want to be her when I grow up. So here's a section on supplies and preparation. And the first project is already so fun. It's making these like decorative stash stations, like from plain boring folders, and she has all these cute little ways to like zazz them up. She's adorable little illustration activities. This I love, love, love. Hold on, I skipped a page. This is a great little mirroring drawing activity to kind of flex and stretch your brain. Oh, love, love, love. Yeah, this creative challenges page, this page is 3-4 pages of them. This is genius. This is how to like break through any of your creative blocks with a friend. And they're like little challenges you can send to one another. I don't want to give all of them away because I don't want to infringe on copyright or step on Danielle's toes. But seriously, this book is so good. And these challenges are an ingenious idea. She also uses a lot of thread and sewing and mixed media elements to her adorable watercolors. So I'm in love with all of it. Another part of her distinct style that I am obsessed with, that I have a really hard time doing myself, is keeping little bits of the white of the paper showing. Like, that bugs me, but it's what makes her style so awesome. See how she does that very purposefully, doesn't cover in every last spot? Oh, it's like, it looks so good, and I just struggle. So these are some really fun watercolor exercises that she leads you through. This, when I was doing her in-person workshop, she did this one with us. She talks a lot about making mud, never cleaning your palette, and actually using the kind of dirty off tones that you get when your colors mix on your palette to create beautiful art. She teaches you how to make multiple patterns. Here's a really fun mixed media exercise. Here's another one with layering. And she teaches her like wet and wet techniques, plus little doodle buggies on top of them. Making just these little limited palette scraps, and how to, she like has a key ring and will make all these little swatches, and then she stores them all cute. It's just, the creativeness is crazy town. How to make your own little stencil, and then how to use that to make a really fun project. And again, this is only like a 2-step project and a 4-step project, which is basically making backgrounds for a rainy day that you can use later on. How to make confetti. There's sewing strips. Working with white. This is the little exercise I'm going to do today. This is the exercise I'm going to do on my drawing channel, which is so cute. This little bit here. I love this exercise too, random opportunities to doodle, like taking your watercolor spritz and sprays and then turning them into a doodle work of art. She has this really cool, she kind of builds on her projects in the book too. So this project started in chapter 3, and then she uses it then to create a different project going forward. So I love how she builds upon her different exercises. Oh yeah, storytelling in word jars. See, oh my gosh, and her furniture. Love, love, love. Again, she has more than one book too. And I love this. She talked about this in our workshop too, which is she cuts up little words out of books, and then she has them kind of at the ready to like put on her mixed media pieces. Like, shut the front door. That's so creative and so cool. Here's sewing, little sewing. This is making your own timeline with doodles and mixed media, layering pieces, and I can't even stand how creative this is. Our creative girls are undeniable. Love, love, love. Just make sure if you're creating anything from her that you give her credit. She is a stickler about that, and rightfully so. Look at all this is her little tutu girls. So cute. Just adorable. And again, this is kind of a tutu curl mixed media style. Love it. And this is a little swap she did with her friend, and she talks about that process and how they both, had to overcome like the working with each other's style and how to make it their own. Super interesting. I love this too. This whole page is different ways to get out of a hot mess situation. So she calls it hot mess solutions, which I think is very helpful. And then again, she's adding on again to a project that she did previously in the book, and again, and a third time, and a fourth time. So you really get to see these different ideas come to fruition. They're just a really cool collection of very awesome and very one-of-a-kind projects. So really, really cool project. Cool book and lots of cool projects in here. So that's the flip through.